No kidding, no kidding.
Okay.
It was bad. I'm dead serious. It was so bad. It was beyond belief. Beyond belief. They had everything at one time.
They had money. That's what they had.
They had money, they had TV, they had talent, they had all the talent in the world. It's like fresh talent too. It's like, you know, they brought a bunch of guys from Japan, they brought guys from Mexico, different styles.
Correct, yeah.
They just had such a strong product and they blew it. It's like because of the management. You know, to me it was a fluky thing. It was a lucky thing, and you know, it just shows that how consistent the WWF is.
Yeah.
It's like you know, they're still on top.
Regardless of all its mistakes, maybe with Bret Hart and I mean all the controversies surrounding.
Yeah, well, you know, everyone goes through controversy. Every company has adversity, and it's not what happens to you. It's what you do with what happens to you that defines your character. Okay. And the WWF is still on top. About 6.5. I was the last pay-per-view of June when I got hurt.
What happened?
I was in the ring with Austin and Chris Jericho, and I landed wrong. I don't even remember how I landed, but I knew something went drastically wrong because I lost a lot of strength in my right arm. And when I went to see the doctor that week, he told me I'd shattered a disc, so I needed to get surgery done immediately. Okay. So it's kind of all happened real quick. I was like in shock until after the surgery. So.
But you guys, Steve, you're rolling, right? Yeah. But you guys are trained in such a way where, you know, there's the art of falling and there's the art of, you know, taking hits like that.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I've just spent a lot of time. I trained for 6 months with Stu Hart in the dungeon. Then I went over to Japan and trained for a whole year there. So I mean, this is really the second injury I've had in my career. I had the neck surgery, and I had a torn ligament in my elbow. And considering I've wrestled for 16 years, it's pretty good. Like the rest of my body feels great. And I believe part of it is because of the fact that I take care of myself and the fact that I was taught by very good teachers. I believe I was taught from among the best in the world. So that has a lot to do with it.
Overall, how would you say your stay in the WWF has been over the last 2 years?
It's been great. When I consider where I came from, I spent 4 years in WCW, and the McMahons do own it now, but before they bought up, when I was there, it was unbelievable. I can't believe that how they ran the company and how they did business there. It was so political, and it wasn't about doing business. It was about politics, and I was really unhappy. I was ready just to you know, pack it in and forget about it. Then Vince McMahon gave me the opportunity to come and wrestle for the WWF, and it's been great. I love it. It brought my passion back for the business.
And your passion, can I say, it relates to more of technical wrestling because you're one of the finest technical wrestlers, you know, the industry has ever seen. But over here in the WWF, it seems like it's sort of been maybe toned down a little bit to incorporate more of playing up more to the crowd, I would say.
Yeah, there's a bit of everything. I mean, you have your hardcore matches, you have your women's fights, and you know, it's like you were telling me you're at WrestleMania in Houston. I mean, Kurt Angle and I had that match, and I think we used the ropes 3 times during that. It was a lot of technical wrestling, and so the people appreciated it. You know, they appreciate every style. The people, pro wrestling fans nowadays, are more educated than they've ever been, and they could. I believe if you go in the ring, they could see through you. They could see through your talent. So years ago, a lot of people the WWF it was such a great marketing machine that, you know, you could get guys in the ring that they would camouflage their inabilities and stuff and still make them into superstars. But I believe nowadays that the fans are a lot more educated and that they could see through people. So they're a lot more demanding, and a lot more is expected of you as a performer for the WWF. So I believe it would be really hard to go out there and not give the people what they want.
On that note, I mean, talking about seeing through the talents and all that, I mean, a lot of people know that there's a lot of storylines and angles to, you know, when you guys perform.
Yeah.
So with the fans probably knowing what the outcome might be in certain matches,
yeah.
What is it that drives these people to still come to the matches week in, week out?
Well, I don't think anyone really knows what the outcomes are of a match, and unless it's SmackDown or something, and they get it off the internet, beforehand. But I believe that the people are educated. They know it's sports entertainment. They know what we do is very physical. They know that we have characters. That a lot of the stuff that happens backstage is our characters playing out roles. But they understand that what we do in the ring is very physical, that it takes a lot of talent. I mean, there's a lot of shows nowadays. It's like watching Tough Enough, for instance. It's really educated a lot of people in terms of what we go through and what, just how difficult it is to do what we do. So, I believe that the people now are a lot more educated than they've ever been.
With Ric Flair back in the WWF, and you were part of the legendary Horsemen, who were famous in the last 2 decades. Do you foresee that maybe in the near future that WWF might come up with an angle involving the 4 Horsemen again?
I don't know. I'd like to, because I had a lot of fun. I really look up to Rick a lot and what he's accomplished in the business. He's a great role model, and he's really helped me out a lot, in the ring and out of the ring, just talking to me, giving me ideas, and as well as Arn. I mean, Arn's been a big influence in my career, and I've got a lot of respect for both of them guys, and they've really helped me out a lot. So it'd be very interesting. I'd like to see it happen, but I'm still a ways away from coming back.
Oh, that means we might not still see you in WrestleMania in time? Or?
I hope so. That's what I'm hoping for, WrestleMania, but it's completely up to the doctor. Like right now, I feel great. I feel like I could get into the ring right now and wrestle. But I've got to go back to the doctor and get more x-rays taken and do more tests. And it's not a matter of me doing anything therapy-wise. It's just a matter of the bones healing. So the only really way that they could tell that is by taking different x-rays and stuff. So it's a matter of time. It's just a waiting game right now.
Sorry, how old are you at this point in time?
34.
34. 5 years from now, where can you see Chris Benoit? Still in the ring, or perhaps a manager?
I don't know. Where are you going to be 5 years from now?
I don't know.
No one could tell. It's funny. I've never viewed my career like that. I mean, I remember wrestling in Calgary, and people ask me that. What do you want to be in? Where do you want to be in 5 years? I'm like, I've never worried about the future. I've never concerned myself of it, and good things have always happened. Good, I've just worked hard and put my heart into what I've done, and it's opened a lot of doors for me. So I plan on continuing the way I've been. I try not to. To covet anything too much, because I think when you covet something, it runs faster from you. So just let it come to you, and it's a lot easier.
Just one final one from me. Among all the wrestlers that you've known, is there one that you particularly would like to? It's like a dream match kind of thing that you've always wanted to lock horns in the squared circle.
Probably the Dynamite Kid, because I looked up to him for so long, and I actually did wrestle him when he came back from WWF in Calgary, but his body was so torn up by then that it was, I'd like to be able to have a match with him in his heyday. That would be one of my dream matches, and perhaps with Tiger Mask from Japan, the old original Tiger Mask. I'd like to have those kind of matches.
Cool. Steve?
Just got one or two questions. You can just answer it to
Okay.
Raj then. First of all, it's been 5 years, Raj, since they've been here before?
Yeah, 95.
Why bring the tour back here? What's the point of coming back out and doing the Tokyo, Malaysia, Singapore shows, not just the promo tour, but actually having an event here?
It's a matter of the company branching out, and I believe perhaps the last time they were here, they were branching out then, and perhaps things didn't work out so well, but the company now is a lot stronger than it's ever been. And as I talked about before, with they're doing things like Tough Enough now, and there's so many other things going on, other parts of the company. You see some of the music videos that they have now and whatnot, and it's the wrestlers involved in movies, wrestlers writing books. I mean, there's just so many different alleys and branches of the company, and I believe that they're just looking to expand a little more. Hopefully we'll come to Asia, start coming a lot more often and going to different parts of the world as well, because the product is so well known and our TV is so strong over here right now that it's a great opportunity for the company to grow.
And finally, how do you explain the phenomena of the WWF? I mean, I remember when I started watching it in Bob Backlund days and Grand Wizard days and things like that, it was, you know, Saturday afternoon entertainment. Now it's this global conglomerate. I mean, how do you explain how it became so popular, so big?
I think the WWF's popularity lies in the management and the way the company is run. Remember when I first started talking to Vince McMahon, you know, he kept saying, you know, you get the WWF machine behind you, and you know, we make you, and it's, you know, you really don't understand what that means until you're there and it happens, and that's what it is. It's just this big marketing machine, and once it gets behind you, there's no stopping you. I mean, the sky is the limit.